There's one city in the entire Kansas City metro area, specifically in Johnson County, that doesn't only have the best school districts and three of them to choose from. That city is not only investing in shopping centers and new development to make it a very livable city and suburb for families and people just like you. We're going to do a deep dive into Lenexa, Kansas. Why is it growing so quickly? Why are so many people living and choosing to move to Lenexa, Kansas? Now, of course, even though Lenexa is one of the most popular cities that people are choosing to move to, especially in 2023, it's also got some deeply rooted history with the expansion of the entire Kansas City metro area. See, after the Civil War, during the period of Western expansion, many people traveled through Old Town Lenexa, which the city's currently investing a lot of money into revitalizing. They traveled through Old Lenexa through the Santa Fe Trail. Now, the Santa Fe Trail is currently known as the Santa Fe Trail Drive, and it does cut through Lenexa, and it's the source of a lot of business and commerce and neighborhoods in Old Town Lenexa, even to this day. Now, as that Western expansion continued, people started pouring money into the railroads, and Lenexa, Kansas was a primary stop just right outside of Kansas City. And eventually, that's what led Lenexa, Kansas to becoming the 8th most populated city in the entire state of Kansas. So where in the world is Lenexa, Kansas? Well, it's just south and west of Kansas City. You're looking at 16 minutes downtown, 20 minutes to the plaza. You're west of Overland Park, south of Shawnee, north of Olathe, and just 20 minutes west of Lawrence, Kansas. Now, the location, I get it, it can seem a little far away from downtown Kansas City, but keep in mind that Lenexa is basically a principal city in Johnson County. That means that you're not going to have to travel to a whole different city for all the different types of amenities that you would require in your day-to-day life. Everything's right in Lenexa, and like I said, they've invested so much money into the city. It's one thing that really makes the city government at least stand out, especially in a lot of other high-performing city governments in Johnson County. Now, let's talk about some of the shops in Lenexa, because this is one of the sources of all of this growth. The first one is City Center. So Lenexa started developing this years ago, and it has become the epicenter of Lenexa. People will travel from outside of Lenexa to go to the city center, where you'll find the public market, which has many different vendors and restaurants all under one roof. It's like a modern cafeteria without that old school lunchroom cafeteria type of style. In fact, on the weekdays and even on the weekends, some nights of the week, you'll find live music right outside the public market. There are many other shops. There are even apartments nearby. A great place to be. That is the place to be in Lenexa, Kansas. Now, of course, you have many other shopping centers in Lenexa, Kansas, but some of them are smaller. So there's one other really big shopping center that you ought to know about, and that's the Oak Park Shopping Mall. If you look at the southeast corner of Lenexa, you'll find the Oak Park Mall. You'll also find some bulk shopping stores like Costco and Sam's Club. And of course, if you were to travel even further east, you would see Park Place and the Leawood Town Center with so many more shops. So it's not going to take that long to get there. And like we talked about, it's only 16 minutes to downtown Kansas City. So not only do you have all those shops in your specific location, but you also have access in a quick route to pretty much anywhere in the Kansas City metro area. By the way, my name's Nick Massa, and on this channel, we cover everything about the Kansas City suburbs and the Kansas City real estate market. So hit that big red subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. I got some big things coming for you in 2023. Hit that like button if you think this video is valuable, others could benefit from it. And if you're thinking of moving in the next 30 days or 12 months and you think we'd be a good fit, I'd love to work with you. So my contact info is all in the description. Send me a text, email, or let's hop on a Zoom call. I'd love to meet you and figure out the best strategy for you moving forward. Let's get back to the video. Now, the parks. Where do we even begin? There are over 30 parks with all sorts of amenities, all in Lenexa, Kansas. And not only that, but if you travel just a stone's throw to your north in Shawnee, Kansas, you're gonna find almost double the amount of parks there. So there's no shortage of outdoor activities. And I know in Kansas, we come under a lot of criticism. We don't have a large attraction. There's no beach, there's no mountains, but what we do have is lakes and green, flat land. Sometimes there are some hills, but we've really put our land to use, and we've got so many trails and walkways and parks and playgrounds and everything that would fit under that umbrella. In fact, some of the parks in Lenexa have some features that you wouldn't find in many other parks in the area. You know, of course, you've got your big lakes, your small lakes, your horseshoe pits in some of these parks. I haven't seen that in a park in a long time. And you've also got pickleball courts, which of course pickleball is a really rapidly growing sport across the country. So to have that ability to just walk down to the local park and be able to play pickleball, that's a pretty big plus. Now, I did mention Shawnee. Now, Shawnee and Lenexa both share the Shawnee Mission Park. It is one of the biggest parks in the Kansas City metro. People from all over the metro area will travel to this park because there are so many things to do. Not only can you go kayaking, swimming, etc., but you can also go to the off-leash park, which is huge. There's so much green space and so many people go in and out, especially as we get to the warmer months in the spring, summer, and the fall. But not only is there green space, but it actually leads down to the lake where the dogs can jump in and they can play in the water. You can play catch with the dogs. It's very fun. If you've got a dog, Shawnee Mission Dog Park, unless you're like super averse to going to dog parks, which I get the criticism, but it is a great place to be. Long story short, there are many different parks that you can enjoy in Lenexa, and even if it's not Lenexa that you want to go to, there are several other parks in this area. So the school districts in Lenexa can be a little interesting here. So you're in the Johnson County area, you've got some of the best school districts, not only in the state of Kansas, not just in the Kansas City metro area, but in the entire United States. These are very high performing school districts, and you have 3 A-grade school districts in the area. It kind of depends on where you live in Lenexa as to which school district you go to. So you've got the Shawnee Mission School District, the Olathe Public Schools, and the DeSoto School District. Now, I know that DeSoto is a little bit farther west and closer to Lawrence, but it is highly rated, even despite how far away it is from like central Johnson County. So here's what you're looking at. If you're in the Shawnee Mission School District in Lenexa, it's because you live in the eastern part of Lenexa, specifically the northeast tip of Lenexa. If you're going to the Olathe Public Schools, it's because you live in like the mid kind of southern part of Lenexa. If you're going to the DeSoto School District, it's because you live in the western part of Lenexa, Kansas. So 3 different school districts. The ability to choose which one you go to depending on which part of Lenexa you live in is a huge plus, because you can kind of go through the reviews and see which would be better or the best option for your children. Okay, we've got 2 parts of the video left. First, we're going to cover real estate, and then I'm going to play some reviews, about 5 reviews from current residents of Lenexa. So it's not just my opinion or what I'm saying, but you get to see exactly what people who live in Lenexa right now, why they're living there, why they don't like it, and the biggest benefits of living there. So let's first start with the real estate. And based on the school district idea, you've got several different school districts. There are various levels of housing affordability in Lenexa, which is another huge plus. And I know a lot of the cities and suburbs in Johnson County can kind of blend together and they all seem kind of the same, but Lenexa stands out for a few different reasons. One, the city's investing a lot into the infrastructure, and as a result, a lot of people are moving there and choosing to stay there instead of moving out of Lenexa. A lot of cities in Johnson County have actually lost residents, while over the last 2 years, Lenexa has grown in popularity. And second, the different levels of affordability. Now, I'll put a heat map on the screen now so you can see the different price points in Lenexa, but generally, if you start on the east side of Lenexa, the property values are going to be generally below $400,000. Usually, you're going to be able to find a nice starter home for around $200,000 to $300,000+. So it certainly rivals Kansas City, Missouri. So the homes in Lenexa that are under $400,000, what you can expect in that price range is anywhere from 3 to 4 bedrooms and anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. So you're certainly in that ideal starter home range, especially for first-time home buyers. This would probably be the price point and size that would be ideal for you. So I'm going to show you exactly what one of these homes looks like, and it's in the low 300s. Take a look. So the next price range you'll find in Lenexa, this is between $400,000 and $800,000, and I know the range is big, so we'll break it down into two different ones. You'll find two different styles of homes that fit this price range, but overall, you're probably looking at 4 to 5 bedrooms or more, and you're looking around 3,000 square feet in these homes. So they're gonna be bigger, they're most likely gonna have 2 to 3 car garages, and they're gonna have a lot of bedrooms and bathrooms. Now, there are two homes that I wanna show you in this price point, but note real quick that there is a lot of new construction homes in the area, especially as we talked about as you head towards that western side of Lenexa. And a lot of these new homes can range anywhere from like the 500s all the way up to over $1 million. But for the most part, they're between $500,000 and $800,000. So right now, I'm going to show you a new construction home that's listed around $550,000. Take a look. And now I'm going to show you one that's in the $800,000 range. It's just slightly under $800,000. It's a little bit bigger. You've got a little bit more room in this kind of house. This is what around $800,000 can get you in a new construction home in Lenexa, Kansas. Now in Lenexa, Kansas, you don't just have homes that go up to $800,000, and even though those homes do look good, they feel luxurious, they're brand spanking new, you've also got some luxury homes in the Lenexa real estate market as well. And these aren't just homes that are just ginormous and huge like you would see in Mission Hills or Leawood, Kansas. These are homes that are being custom built to your every last specification, and you're getting the biggest bang for your buck because the land out there is a little bit cheaper, it's farther away from the city, and it hasn't been developed, right? So the luxury homes there aren't a ton on the market right now. This is sort of a situation where you've got to find a builder and start building, or you've got to find a luxury home when it pops up on the market. But you're going to see homes anywhere from above $1 million all the way up to $3 million plus in the area. Here's one that's listed at 1.75. Beautiful new construction home. Take a look. So one thing that I really don't like to do, especially on this channel or in general, is just provide my opinion without anything to back it up or without giving you other perspectives. So I'm going to do exactly that right here. I'm going to give you a different perspective. I'm going to show you 5 reviews from current residents of Lenexa, Kansas. It has changed immensely over the last 5 to 10 years. And as a result of that growth, obviously more and more people are choosing to live there. Here's exactly why people like Lenexa, Kansas, why they don't like it, and why it could be a good fit for you. Take a look.